Hi, welcome to our Space Archives. I'm Stephan, destroyer of worlds and certified public accountant. Uh, Normally I don't do videos, I just keep the books for our Space Archives, but Rob has asked me to fill in because he's a bit embarrassed about the fact that he's doing 4 book haul videos in a row. I told him he needed to curb his spending, but he doesn't really listen to me. First is a few books he spent far too much money on. This is Dark Shadows by Marilyn Ross, which is a pen name for William Edward Daniels Ross. He paid $14 for this, and I told him there's marker on it. There's far too much money to pay, but he thinks he can get it off. So, and he's been collecting these Dark Shadow books, so he wouldn't listen. He paid another $12 for this one, Barnabas Quentin and the Serpent. It was insane. And then he also bought a Gothic novel. This is The Haunting of Via Gabriel, which he spent $5 for this one. This is by Clarissa Ross, who's also William Edward Daniels Ross. Evidently just wrote a ton of books under female authors' names. And then he picked up The Bat by Mary Roberts Reinhardt, who is not a pen name, I guess, but it's also, I believe, a Gothic novel, or maybe a crime novel. I'm not really sure, but he paid $5 for that too. And finally, I put my foot down. I said, I can't keep doing your books like this. You're going to need to curb your spending to maybe $3 a book. I thought maybe that would curtail some of his book buying, but he just managed to go to the library and pick up a whole bunch of cheap books. So the first book he picked up at the library was The Complete Works of Lewis Carroll with illustrations by Sir John Tynion. And he's already got The Complete Works of Lewis Carroll, but he says, well, those ones aren't illustrated. And I do have to admit, it does have some rather beautiful illustrations in it. So I guess I can't give him too much crap about that. He only paid $1 for it. So. And then this one he only paid 10 cents for, so fair enough. It's a new book, Space Opera, by Catherine Valente. And he also paid 10 cents for the play, Man of La Mancha. And then another 10 cents for Child of Fortune by Norman Spinrad in hardback. He has this already in softcover, but he just keeps buying the same books over and over again. There's no stopping him. And this book by Walter John Williams, Aristoi. I don't know anything about this one. Honestly, I don't know much about any of these. Then he paid 50 cents for some of the Flashman books. He already has a few of the Flashman books, but he said he needs to complete the set, so he got Flashman and the Tiger by George MacDonald Fraser. Then he also picked up Flashman's Lady for $1, which he already has this exact same copy. I don't know why he keeps buying them. And Flashman and the Dragon. This one he didn't have, to be fair. You would have thought it would have stopped there, but no. He then went to a bunch of thrift shops, and for these I believe he paid about $2, or maybe no. I think these ones are $1 as well. But he found some more Flash books. This is Flash for Freedom. And then this mass market copy of Royal Flash, which he also has already in the other livery, is a trade paperback. Now, he did find a stainless steel rat book that he didn't have. This is Harry Harrison, a stainless steel rat is born. This is like a prequel to the stainless steel rat series, which shows the beginnings. Now, I will say these next two books I can't blame him for buying, because you never see Robert E. Howard out in the wild. I mean, but he managed to find Son of the White Wolf and Swords of Swords of Sharazar. That thing. I don't know. But, yes, with Ken Kelly artwork on both of them, and he paid $1 for them. He did buy a non-fiction book. This is Witchfinders, the history of the ghastly murders about the two people who started the whole witch hunt. And I didn't realize that Dr. Dolittle went to the moon, but evidently he did. He also found Clive Barker for $2. This is The Inhuman Condition. This one I just don't understand what he was thinking. It's a treasury of railroad folklore. Is he starting a whole new category he's going to be collecting now? I don't know. This is a collection of short stories, an anthology called Great Supernatural Stories. Where I come from, this is just classified under general fiction, but good on him. He also has another book that he already has the complete Sherlock Holmes stories, but he found this one that has the original illustrated Sherlock Holmes that has more fantastic artwork in it. And then another Gothic from Mary Stuart. It's Madam, Will You Talk? This one's been beat up, but he went ahead and put a Brodot on it to keep it safe. And then Alfred Hitchcock presents Stories That Scared Even Me. Another anthology by Brian Aldiss, also called Space Opera. I think he has 3 different books called Space Opera now, because he also has one by Jack Vance called Space Opera. It's going to get very confusing. Then he picked up a couple of biographies. This one is on Mark Twain, A Life by Ron Powers. And he picked up another Mark Twain, his autobiography, Volume 1. Crikey. The autobiography of Mark Twain, along with a lot of extra information in it. Destroyed his book. Alright. Back to the mass market. He found another Elric novel he didn't have, The Fortress of the Pearl, and Whipping Star. I've sort of sworn he already had this book. He probably does. Frederick Poole and Jack Williamson, Undersea City. Gordon R. Dixon, Soldier Ask Not. Another Gordon R. Dixon. This is No Room for Man. And then an ace double that has Emil Petajar. I don't know if that's how you say it. Tramatane. I don't know if that's how you say that either. And The Wrecks of Time by Michael Moorcock. An Evangeline Walton book, The Prince of Olm. Anun. It's like bloody Latin. And I know for a fact he already has this book. I have a Charles DeLint, The Ivory and the Horn. Cat Fantastic 4. Oh dear God. He already has Cat Fantastic, and now that he's found out there's more of them, he'll be obsessed with collecting all the Cat Fantastic books. Now, not too long ago, he picked up a book called The Jersey Devil by Shea Hunter, or Hunter Shea. Shea Hunter. Now he's also picked up The Montauk Monsters. God knows how many books this Hunter Shea wrote. Alright, he told himself he was never going to buy any Marion Zimmer Bradley, but he was at Savers and it was buy 4 books, get the 5th one free, so he has the best of Marion Zimmer Bradley. Ooh. This one, neither he nor I know anything about this person. It is Alan Adler, Terror on Planet Ionis. He's found another Ben Bova book, The Star-Crossed. This was actually on his list to look for, so... And this is another book in the Berserker series by Fred Saberhagen, Shiva in Steel. I know Rob collects some of the TV movie tie or TV show tie-in books. Why? Why do you do these things? Oh, this one was on his list. It was the final Anthony Villiers adventure, The Third Revolution, which actually is the second out of 3 books. He found book 3 last week. So he has all the Anthony Villiers novels now. Daphne du Maurier, The Scapegoat. He collects these, even though he can't pronounce her last name. Outpost Novels by Cyril Judd, which is a pen name for C.M. Kornbluth and Judith Barrow. Another Mary Robert Reinhardt's book. This is Man in the Lower Tin, and this is a mapback. A Matt Helm book he didn't have. This is Death of a Citizen. I believe this is the first Matt Helm book. Do you know what it's like trying to keep financial records for this man? It's terrible. John D. MacDonald, One Fearful Yellow Eye. 8th in a series. Dear God. Now, Rob thought that he had everything in Keith Laumer's bibliography, and then he found this. Fat chance, originally titled Deadfall, he does not have either one of those. So, I believe this is more of a crime story. This was simply a cover by, it is the Lonnie people, but J.F. Bone. Who knows? Sarah de Fontenay, Star. This is very, very old fantasy sci-fi. Helen McGuinness, Pray for the Brave Heart. Another Gothic. Another Mary Roberts Reinhardt, This Strange Adventure. It's very creased, but you can still see that there is one light on in that house. Another Mary Stewart, The Moon Spinners. I think this is a newer Gothic. The Whispering Winds of Blackbriar Bay by Lee Carr. I forgot there were two more he picked up at the library. He paid 50 cents a piece for. Here's Naomi Novick, His Majesty's Dragon. And Book 3, The Black Powder War, which of course means he's now missing Book 2. So we'll be obsessed with that. This next book he was very excited for. I can't blame him. If this book had a cover on it, it would be worth about $180. It does not have a cover, but Rob has been looking for this book for a very long time. If it had a cover, this is what it would look like. This is the first English edition of Barbarella. Don't know how many pictures I can show you on here. Rob is, as you can see, obsessed with Barbarella, so he picked this up for under $3. I'll say that's a pretty good investment, even without the cover. That's it. Now, I have to log all these in and do the paperwork on them. Meanwhile, he's probably out somewhere buying more friggin' books. I'll see you next time. Actually, Rob will see you next time. I'm hoping I don't have to do this again.